Hi guys, happy Tuesday and welcome back to my channel, Couponing with Kayla. So I am doing a little bit of grocery shopping on a budget at Aldi today. We're outside of Aldi. We're about to head in here and check out what we can get. Though they do not have any coupons, I like to shop here for my groceries sometimes because I can really stick to a good budget shopping over here at Aldi. They have a lot of good stuff. So we are outside of Aldi. We're about to head in here and check out what all we can get. I made a little bit of a plan before I left the house, so I checked my fridge, my freezer, my pantry, see what I have on hand, what I need, and what I can do for meals for this week, because sometimes I'll go like a couple weeks really on track just planning out meals, and then I'll kind of go off track and we'll be eating, whatever. I'll be making things quick, different nights, and I really like to have a plan. It makes it so much easier. But now that the kids are out of school for summer, maybe that's gonna make it a little easier, not as much rushing around and all of that. So let's get in here. Let's see what all we can pick up at Aldi this week. Let me know down in the comments below what's your grocery budget for this week. My grocery budget is $75 for this week, so I'm going to try to stick to that. Honestly, if I stay under 100, I'll be happy, but I'm trying to stick to around 75, so we will see how it goes. That's been my go-to grocery budget lately, so we shall see. Now I'm shopping for a family of 4, so let me know in the comments below how many you're shopping for, and let's go ahead, head in here and start shopping. First, I'm going to go ahead and pick up some fruit. They have strawberries for only $1.69, so I think that's a pretty good deal. Their strawberries are normally pretty good. I'm also going to grab some bananas. They're 53 cents per pound. I'm going to grab these little tomatoes for $1.99 because I'm going to try to make a recipe that I saw for a little salad. I'm also grabbing an avocado for that same little salad. I'm hoping it'll turn out good. It's supposed to be just like, I don't know, onions and avocados and tomatoes. I was gonna get these sun-dried tomatoes, but I feel like that's kind of pricey for sun-dried tomatoes. What do you think? Next, I'm gonna grab some of the diced tomatoes. I'm gonna pick up these because they're actually a little cheaper than the fire roasted ones. And I'm gonna grab some of this sauerkraut. It's on sale and we ran out of sauerkraut. Now I'm gonna grab some veggies. They don't have any corn on the cob this week, so I was kind of surprised they didn't have any in stock. So I'm gonna grab some canned corn and like peas and green beans and stuff like that. Next, I'm gonna pick up some sliced cheese for $1.85. These are good for burgers or grilled cheese. And I wanted to get some of the baby back ribs, but they have these pork spare ribs, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a pack of these, $7.40. That's not too bad for those. I also have not tried this boneless pork shoulder, and this right here, it's only $4.66, so I think I'm going to grab a couple of these. These burgers right here are really good. I'm not grabbing any right now, but that is one of my go-tos here at Aldi now. And yeah, they're really good. Next, I'm gonna grab some ground beef. They only have this one for $6.99, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it. I did not think I would come across any 50% off tags because I'm here in the afternoon, but look at all the 50% off tags on the Tyson chicken wings. And most of these are priced around $5 a pack, so that means they're gonna be like $2.50 and $3 a pack, so always look for those red tags. Okay, I found one pack of the $5.99 ground beef, so I'm going to put the other one back. Then I'm going to grab some cream cheese for one of my recipes. And always got to get my favorite Aldi creamer. Looks like they're changing up the bottle right here, but I'm going to get one of the ones I'm used to with the blue lid. Not that it's going to be any different. I don't know. But I'm going to get this one. Got milk, $2.58. I normally grab like the 2% or the 1% milk. I'm not super picky on that, so I'm gonna get us one. I'm also gonna grab some tuna just for some sandwiches. And for cooking, I'm gonna grab some chicken broth. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna grab one of these. And right down here, some cream of chicken soup, only 68 cents a can, or 68 cents a can. A lot cheaper than the name brand for $1.26. Then we're gonna grab us some pasta. They don't have the price here on the rotini pasta, but that's the one I'm gonna get, so hopefully it's pretty cheap. I'm also gonna grab some tortillas because I'm gonna make some beef enchiladas one night for dinner, so I definitely need these. I'm gonna try out some chips right here. They have all these different new flavors, so we're gonna pick one. I'm also gonna grab some tortilla chips and queso. It's gonna cost me about $4 for both. That's not bad because normally just the cheese dip itself is like $4 at another store. I'm also gonna grab half and half for $2.79 as a substitute for the heavy whipping cream because that's like $5. Let me know if that's a good choice. And I'm gonna try to grab these Wonder iced honey buns because we have a Fetch offer for these that would make them $1, but I don't know if Fetch will accept my Aldi receipt. So we will see, but this is everything we're getting. We're heading to checkout. All right, guys, let's head home and go over the receipt. Guys, so I am back home and this is my Aldi haul for my grocery shopping on a budget. So I'm going to show you guys what I got, what I plan to make with this, go over the receipt. So make your guesses down below if I stayed on budget. How much do you think that I spent? And also, I have a couple of things on hand, so I'm going to tell you what I'm going to make for those meals as well, even though those weren't things that I bought today. So today, I do plan on making some ribs, which I'm going to put in the crock pot. I wanted to get the baby back ribs, but they didn't have any of those. So I got these pork spare ribs, and I hope that those will be good. So we're going to have that tonight, and I'm probably going to make some mashed potatoes or something to go with it because I do have potatoes on hand because when I checked my pantry to see what all I had, I knew that I didn't need to buy those, so that was good. But you can get like a 5-pound bag of potatoes. I think it's a 5-pound. It might be even bigger than that for around $4 and some change at Aldi, depending on your prices. Then I am gonna make a recipe called creamy chicken pasta one night this week, and the creamy chicken pasta, I'm actually gonna use chicken breast for that, and that was something that I already had on hand, and plus some of the ingredients I also had as well. But let me show you in this Julia Pacheco cookbook the creamy chicken pasta recipe so you can see it right here. And I have everything that I need except for the cream cheese, which I bought today, and the cream of chicken soup. So I bought those two things, but I had the chicken breast on hand. I have some cheese, and also, oh, I got the pasta too. So I got a few things for that, but the chicken breast I already had that I got buy one, get one free at Publix last week. So that's that recipe right there. Looks like it'll be pretty good. So that's one thing that I'm gonna make. Then I'm also going to make us beef enchiladas one night. The only thing is I did not see any enchilada sauce at Aldi. So I think I have 1 can of enchilada sauce, the red sauce, but I'm probably gonna have to grab one more somewhere like Walmart or something. But I do have the ground beef that I got today and also the tortillas, and I have cheese in the fridge, so I didn't need to get that. Another recipe that I'm gonna make is the Marry Me chicken, and that's another one that's in her cookbook. I cannot find that recipe in the book. I know that it's there, but I cannot find it. So if I find it, I'll pop it up on the screen because I cannot find it. I don't know why. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna make that one night, and for that one, I also have some chicken on hand for that. Now, the chicken wings, that was a little unplanned, but honestly, I didn't expect to find any 50% off meat because I went shopping in the afternoon, which I normally go shopping in the mornings for groceries and stuff. So I got all of the wings for 50% off. So all the packs I picked up were like $5 and some change. So all of those ended up being half off. So that was so awesome. So we're definitely gonna have wings one night. And then I also picked up this boneless pork shoulder roast, and I'm thinking I'm going to make both of those the same night, so there's like a good bit, and I might make that in the slow cooker. I'm going to look up some of the best ways to cook that. And then as for other things, I have a frozen pizza in the freezer. I have some drumsticks in the freezer, so those are things that I can use for other nights if I need to. Another little thing I'm going to try to make that is going to be for like maybe a lunch idea. Now, they didn't have corn on the cob at Aldi when I was there, but I did get regular corn, so I don't know if I'll use that or if I'll grab corn on the cob before I try to make this. But I got these little tomatoes and the avocado because I'm going to try to make this recipe that she has in here. I'm going to make it for a smaller amount just because I'm probably the only one in my house that's going to eat this. But you can see there, you can change it up how you want. I'm not going to put cucumber in mine, but I have most of the other things on hand. So I'm just going to make me a small little salad and see how it is. So the pasta, the veggies, the chicken broth, all those things are things that I'm going to use for meals. I did go ahead and grab my milk and my creamer that I like. I grabbed a half and half to hopefully be a substitute for the heavy whipping cream. So we'll see how that turns out. I got some cheese for us, the sliced cheese. We didn't have any of that, and we might have like grilled cheese and stuff like that for lunch some days. Got some tuna, got some strawberries, some chips, bananas, and I grabbed those honey buns. I wasn't sure if I would get the fetch offer for those or not, just because I normally don't really use my rebate apps for Aldi, but I figured I'd scan it in, see if it gives me that cash back on there. All right, guys, so we're about to get into this receipt. I do want to remind you guys, like I said, I check my pantry, my fridge, and everything before I shop. So I have butter on hand, I have seasonings, I have cake mixes and drinks and Pop-Tarts and cereal and things like that I've gotten on deals with couponing. So that is why you don't see any of that in my grocery haul for the week. But you can see right here on my receipt everything that I picked up, and then right down here you'll see the 50% off on the wings, and my total was $74.20 plus tax. So not including tax, I stayed on budget, but if you include the tax, I'm a couple dollars over that $75 budget. Overall, I'm really happy with everything that I got today. So let me know down in the comments below, how many people are you shopping for? What's your grocery budget? And what's your go-to store for grocery shopping on a budget? I know some of you guys have different stores in your area. A lot of times I will go to Aldi and sometimes Walmart for my grocery shopping on a budget. And then also when I get deals at other stores like Publix and things like that, I'll kind of incorporate those into my groceries. Like, okay, I don't have to spend as much because I got this deal on this and that kind of thing. So let me know that down in the comments below. If you're not subscribed yet, I would love to have you here on my channel. And don't forget, you guys, you can follow me over on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.